Now, here's the gauge. It has a fitting on the bottom, and I used the hose that came with the kit, and it comes with a T, a plastic T. I used the old piece of fuel line that I had laying around with some clamps on it. Pop the cap off so I can get to my fuel line right here. Loosen the clamp with a quarter driver or flathead. Put a piece of towel underneath for just in case whenever you take the fuel line off. And it's going out to it's coming out to the carburetors. Push the line off. There you go. See, a little gas came out, maybe. A little bit of gas came out, so it's better to have a towel underneath it. So I take the T, stick it onto there, take the clamp, clamp it on there. Doesn't have to be real tight, just snug it up. Take your towel away. And then the other end of the extra hose that you had, connect that. It goes to where the carburetor goes, into the carbs. Put a clamp on there. Now, you can see here, see how it's just teed in to where the fuel comes out of the carburetor to the carburetor. Put the cap back on. Make sure there's nothing touching or anything. Take your gauge, put it onto the hose. See, now we're teed in over to there, into the fuel. All right, let's fire it up and see what happens. Don't forget to connect your battery. As you saw in the other video just a little bit ago, that the fuel pressure was up to 6 psi, which is way too high for dual Kadrons, and that's what I'm running. So I switched out the fuel pump and I put extra pump that I had laying around, and that came up to 4 psi. Again, that's still way too high. So Kadrons, being so sensitive, they want to be around 2 pounds of pressure coming out. 2 to 1.5 pounds, so it's not a whole lot that you need to run. And since Kadrons are a lot more sensitive than a single Solex, you got to make sure your pressure is down low. So what I did is I went to Advanced Auto Parts or your local auto parts store, and I got a Mr. Gasket fuel pressure regulator, and I'm going to give this a try and try to get my pressure down to about 2 psi. Should be good. So I'll hook it up and give it a try. Okay, I hooked up the fuel pressure regulator, and now I'm going to start it up and see what it says. At 2 psi, and I have the regulator set at 1 pound, so it's good that you check it with the gauge.